totally, completely live right now. If you didn't know, usually I'm all the way back in Minnesota in the home studio. But I came all the way back home for some business and some pleasure. And man, it has been so much fun. And let me tell you, for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, this is the show where we bring a little bit of seriousness, silliness, and spirituality all to one social media show. So you're tuned in at the right time. For those of you who may catch the playback, you don't want to miss today's show. It is going to be fun. I got a couple things I want to talk about. I'm going to continue to give you some things to help you become unstoppable and build momentum going into 2018. Plus, we're going to talk a little bit about insecurities, some things that may have been holding you back. Hey, then I'm going to tell y'all, because a lot of people have been asking, what's it been like since you've been back in Michigan? So I'll touch on that. We're definitely going to open up the phone lines, the question, and do some Q&A. So it is going down. I got to say, too, while we're right in the beginning of the show, I can't thank my man John Mars and his wife Karen for just opening up their home, letting me come to the studio here, and it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. But hey, I'm not gonna hold y'all up. I know y'all came for the content, and so I'm here to give that to you guys. And what's cool is I'm still amazed by all this technology that I'm looking at. Like, I can actually see things a little bit different when I'm at home. I got like a different setup, and so now I'm like looking at 4 or 5 different screens, headphones, different mic. It's so cool. It's getting used to it. So good morning, LaDonna. See, I couldn't do that before. I wasn't able to kind of talk to you guys about what I could see. But do this for me. Like, share, comment, and post. Yeah, like, share, comment, and post. We want this show to reach as many people as possible. So like, share, comment, and post. We want to help people move into 2018 with the right stuff. So like it, share it, comment, and post. Don't forget that by liking, sharing, commenting, and posting, it enters you in to win the Visa gift card that we give away. And so you definitely want to do that. We're sure it's about blessing people, so we want to definitely do that. So like, share, comment, and post. Man, do I got a wisdom stone for you guys too, coming up a little bit past the top of the hour. So it is going down. I'm still getting adjusted to being a little bit hour ahead. So I got to the studio way early, but it was fun. So me and John had a chance to catch up, and you can't see John, but he is literally right across from me. John is literally right across from me. It's crazy. I don't need cues or anything, but John is here. But man, let me stop playing games and start to give you guys what you guys really came to hear. Some more wisdom, some more things to help you move into 2018 the right way. So if you've been tuning in this month, I said that I was dealing with how to help you move into 2018, and become unstoppable and to build momentum going into 2018, because a lot of people, this year has been a rough year. Their 2017 has been horrible. They don't know how things are going to change in 2018, and you guys are still trying to figure it out. And in 2016, towards the end of my tour, I did the series Motivating Momentum. Shameless plug. If you want to get the whole series, go to csteps.org and you can get a copy of Motivating Momentum for $4.99. But seriously, I did Motivating Momentum, and I've talked to so many people who said Motivating Momentum was still blessing them. And so what you're hearing, if you're hearing this for the first time, you're hearing exactly what I said on tour that blessed so many people. So you don't want to miss that. So let's recap just a little bit for those of you who may be tuning in for the first time on how to become unstoppable and build momentum going into 2018. The first thing I told you guys you had to do was you had to develop a made up mind. Yeah, I said that. If your mind's not made up and you're not focused, you won't, the 2018 will be just like 2017. You have to have a made up mind. And I kind of use the analogy, be like my wife. And so I'm gonna pick on her just a little bit because I know she's watching. I said to my wife when I first met her, she had this kind of tenacity. And I know where she got it from now. But she has this tenacity. And so we would go places, and she would be looking for a particular thing, and she had her mind made up that she had to have it. So if it was an article of clothing, I remember we went through a watermelon phase where she had to have watermelon, and we did not go home until she got what she wanted, whether it took a few minutes, 1 store, 10 stores, 1 hour, 5 hours. She had her mind made up on what she wanted. And because she had her mind made up on that, hey, we will have to have it. Can I tell you that that's the first thing that you have to have? You have to have a made up mind. You got to make your mind up on what you want your 2018 to look like. Don't let 2018 make you, you make your 2018. I think that's worthy of saying again. Don't let 2018 make you. You make your 2018, and you start off by having a made up mind. Make up your mind on what you want to accomplish. Make up your mind on what you want to do. Make up your mind on what you're trying to achieve. And then if you focus on that, write it down, make the vision plain. Understand that you determine what happens in your life. Life doesn't just happen. You dictate the terms of your life by having a made up mind. So that was the first step that I gave you guys. Last week, I told you not only having a made up mind, but next thing you have to do is you have to avoid distractions. Yeah, because it's cool to have a made up mind, but if you have a made up mind and get distracted, you still won't be unstoppable in 2018. So I said you have to avoid distractions. Now, I know that sounds kind of, open. So I said there are some specific distractions that you should avoid. And so I'll give you those. And again, go back and watch the playback if you want the notes. Like I said, inbox us, tell us what you want to, that you want the notes. We'll get those to you, but you want to avoid distractions. Here's some of the distractions that I talked about avoiding. The first type of distraction was a deceptive distraction. Yeah, deceptive distractions. And like I said, a deceptive distraction is a distraction that it's kind of distracting you, but you don't even know it's distracting you. I said one of those is people watching. So I said limit your social media feed. Pain is a deceptive distraction because sometimes because life is hurting, you think you're not doing the right thing and you kind of jump ship and say, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. So pain was a deceptive distraction. Those are just a couple. The second type of distraction I said to avoid is delightful distractions. And y'all probably like, man, what's that? This is good. Yeah, delightful distraction. Delightful distractions are things that are pleasurable and even offer some type of substance to your life, but they still distract you. And one of the best things I can tell you that's a delightful distraction, I use the example of kids. Man, I love my kids. And I never forget that I'd be doing like sermon prep or studying for something, and I'd be focusing on trying to do something. And my daughter would come in and say, Daddy, you want to play? And I'm like, oh, yeah, babe, let's play. And then I get distracted and then never get back to what I was doing. And so, kids, husbands, boyfriends, good relationships, all kind of things like that can be delightful distractions. Like, watch this. If you're on a diet and you're trying to lose weight in 2018, can I tell you that, man, that sweet potato pie, the candy, it can be a delightful distraction because it tastes good, but watch this, it's distracted you from your main goal. So you definitely want to avoid delightful distractions. And then the last type of distraction I told you guys you need to watch out for is debilitating distractions. And these are the worst kind of distractions. The debilitating distractions are the ones that can just derail you completely. And those are things like drugs, alcohol, bad relationships, stuff like that. They debilitate you. And once you've been debilitated, it's hard to kind of regain your momentum and kind of pick it back up. So again, 2 weeks ago, I told you need to have a made up mind. Last week, I told you that you needed to avoid distractions. And today, the last key to going into 2018 to become unstoppable is that you need to have a push. You need to have a push. And if you haven't noticed yet, we just spelled out MAP, M-A-P. I'm giving you the roadmap on how to have a great 2018. So the M stands for made up mind, the A stands for avoid distractions, and now P stands for push. Because watch this, sometimes we all need a little help in order to get where we're going. It's time out, man. Many of us, we have the mentality that I don't need anybody. Can I tell you that is a lie, and that's a misconception. We need somebody. We all need somebody. I couldn't do this show if I didn't have John. I wouldn't be so encouraged if it wasn't for his wife. I need people in my life to help me. So don't be fooled thinking that I can do this all by myself. Because watch this, if you stand alone, you'll die alone. If you try to do things on your own, you just won't make it, man. I love the fact that I have a great team around me. I have tons of people that push me to be better. So the P stands for push. We all need a push. So what kind of push do we need? What do we need? Why do we need a push? Why do we need a push? Watch this. Because momentum requires movement. I'm going to say that again. Momentum requires movement. If you're not moving, you can't become unstoppable because you're standing still. Yeah. So I'll use this. John Maxwell used this wonderful analogy and this wonderful example about how important having momentum is. He said, if you had a train, and you put a 6 to 12 inch brick wall in front of the train, and the train is coming full force, that train would blow through that brick wall without even missing a beat. Literally, it would go straight through the brick wall. This is 6 inches of brick, 6 to 12 inches of brick. The train would just literally run through it without even missing a beat. Why? Because it's built up some momentum. He said, you take that same train and you put a piece of 6 inches of plywood, which is much of nothing, in front of that train, and that train is not moving. Guess what? It can't even, the train, full loaded locomotive, if it's not moving, will not be able to go through 6 inches of plywood. I hope y'all got that analogy, that you need to be moving in order to get through some of the stuff. I don't know who's listening to who I'm talking to, but there's been some things in your way in 2017. And the only reason that you haven't overcome them yet is because you haven't been moving fast enough. You haven't had the right people pushing you. So you haven't gotten through that brick wall of debt. You haven't gotten through that brick wall of, depression. You haven't gotten through that brick wall of doubt in yourself. You haven't gotten through that brick wall. And this ain't even a wisdom stone. I'm not even preaching right now. I'm just teaching. But understand that you need to have some momentum, and you need some people to be pushing you to get through that stuff, because momentum requires movement, and you won't become unstoppable if you're standing still. So let's talk about what you need and what kind of things can give you that push that you need. Because the question you need to be asking yourself right now as I'm teaching, as I'm talking, you need to be asking yourself, who or what can give me that push? Like, I hope somebody's literally listening right now. You should be asking yourself, hey, who or what can give me that push? Because if you're not thinking to yourself, who or what can give me that push, I can guarantee you that you're not moving in the right direction. One of the things in my life, I do evaluation almost all the time, every day, but really at the end of the year, I start to evaluate and say, who or what can give me a push to go to the next level? Who or what can give me a push to be better? Who or what can give me a push to make me achieve greater success? So what are some of the things, or who can do that for you? Let me tell you, because I want to make sure we stay on time here. So on your screen, I'm going to show you the push factors. I'm going to show you the push factors, and I'm going to break these down for you so you know exactly what you need to have in your life. Number one, you need to have purposeful people. Emphasis on purposeful people. I didn't just say people. I said purposeful people. Because watch this, everybody in your life isn't purposeful, and some people don't have a purpose. So you need people that encourage you and not discourage you. Can I talk to somebody? Anybody got somebody in their life that, you could be having a totally good day, everything is straight. All of a sudden they call you or send you a text, and now next thing you know, you are drained. Like, man, I was cool until they call. I like to call those people like grapevine suckers. Like, you need some purposeful people that when they call you, they building you up. When they call you, they're not tearing you down, but they're here to lift you up. When they call, you feel inspired to go do something. Actually, watch this. Purposeful people also will challenge you. Don't get this twisted. Sometimes we think that we need people in our life to always just, tell us and put a rubber stamp on what we need. No, sometimes you need people in your life that's going to challenge your thinking, challenge your philosophy, challenge your methodology. You need people that are going to help you be better by challenging you. I always tell people, man, Proverbs 27:17 says this: iron sharpens iron. So a man, the confidence of his friend, or keeping it very simple. You need people in your life that make you better. So if iron sharpens iron, people fail to realize that when iron sharpens iron, guess what happens? Sparks fly. Can I tell you that purposeful people in your life will make some sparks fly? But just because the sparks are flying doesn't mean they're not helping you. They're sharpening you up. Sometimes you need to have the people in your life that sharpen you up, make you better, and do stuff like that. See, I don't need people in my life to kind of gas me up. I need people that's going to, push me, challenge me, chastise me, tell me I'm thinking a little bit too low, or challenge the way I'm doing things. I need that. I don't need the rubber stamp of approval. I got that from God. I need people that's going to make me think and challenge me. So make sure you got purposeful people in your life. And hello somebody. Also, go through your phone every once in a while and be like, always tired, always can't help me, ain't there when I need them, and start deleting some folks. Just delete. Identify who's purposeful in your life. And sometimes it can be some family members. Oh, did I just say that? Did I say sometimes some of your family members ain't purposeful? Sometimes you got to put people, I like to say it like this. Everybody deserves a seat to your show, but everybody doesn't deserve a front row seat. Some people don't even need to be in the arena. They just need to be in the overflow, because I want everybody to see the show of my life, but I want purposeful people in the front row, because if you put the wrong people in the front row of your life, you can hear the heckling. You can be hit by those tomatoes. So make sure you have purposeful people. The next thing you need is powerful resources. You need powerful resources that are useful to what your personal goals are. Every resource ain't a good resource. And so if you carrying too many resources that's not purposeful, what you're trying to accomplish in 2018, you need to drop those resources and get some powerful resources that are useful to what your personal goals are. I identify what resources I need. I identify the people, the resources, and things that I need to have to achieve, because I don't need to just be carrying around a whole bunch of stuff. If it's not a powerful resource that's helping me reach my personal goals, I don't use it. I don't use it at all. I don't play those ton of games. And then last but not least, sometimes you have to have a pull back position. You saying, what is he talking about? Sometimes you got to use the hell you've been through to shoot you forward. Can I tell somebody that sometimes you have to be pulled back? Sometimes you have to be stretched real far. Sometimes you have to go through a whole bunch of stuff where life has pulled you back. But just like a bow and arrow, as it gets pulled back, the more further back it's been pulled, the further it shoots. Can I tell you that somebody right now, your 2017 has hurt you. Your 2017 has pulled you back. It has stretched you. You've gone through all kind of ups and downs. You've lost loved ones. You've had breakups. You've dated dummies. You've lost jobs and resources. You've been pulled back a whole lot. But can I tell you that pull back position was just a way to, catapult you forward? Can I tell you that sometimes a setback is just a setup for God to use you? Can I tell you that sometimes being knocked down, if you can look up, you can get up? So that pull back position, I'm so glad, man. I love this. And you heard me say this last week in the Wisdom Stone, or when I talked about brokenness, that sometimes it's good. The psalmist said it was good that I had been afflicted. Man, it was good that I went through what I went through. And I've realized that personally, man, since being back home. I'm working on a documentary right now called From Troubled to Transformed. And one of the greatest things that catapulted me in my life to get me where I'm at is the stuff that I went through, and then just going back home and seeing the reality of what I came from and being back in the city in which I grew up, the city that I love, the city that I'm passionate about, the city where all these people I love, coming back here has been great for me, because it allowed me to see that it was good that I grew up the way I grew up. It was good for me to, be broke. It was good for me to have to fight the way I had to fight. It was good for me. And because of all of that pull back position has catapulted me. Not shouting out Cray, but on Cray's new album, he has a song said, "Being broke made me rich." And, I used to listen to that song and I like that song, but I really realized, man, how real that song is in my life. It was that, like, man, it was because I was so broke, not just, in a metaphoric fashion, but literally just being broke with no money literally has catapulted me to where, things are better in my life. And so the struggle can make you. So don't knock the struggle. You need the struggle. The struggle can either do two things for you. It can build you or it can break you. But the choice is up to you. You can let the struggle build you, or you can let the struggle break you. I've chosen to allow the struggle to build me. I didn't want the struggle to break me. I wanted the struggle to build me. And so, now that you understand how to be unstoppable, I'm going to just recap those real quick. Hey, I see a lot of you watching. Thanks for watching. Again, you need to have a made up mind. Make up your mind what you want to do. Do you know what you want your 2018 to look like? You'd be surprised how many people I ask what they want their 2018 to look like, or what they want to do in 2018. And I get the answer. They say, I don't know. But then they wonder why, they're posting on their social media page and this, that, and the other. This life, I can't wait for this to be over. Well, did you go in the year with a plan? Did you know what you wanted to look like? Did you make up your mind what you wanted to do? You got to make up your mind. If it's lose weight, Make up your mind that you're going to lose weight. No matter how you want to do it, just make it happen. Good morning, Sue Wood. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you. This is the coolest part for me. I know I'm kind of going off track, but I can actually start to respond to the comments as they come in. So good morning, Sue Wood. Thank you for tuning in again this week. Appreciate it. So again, that made up mind is critical. I've already made up my mind the things that I want to accomplish in 2018. I already know what they are, and I'm actually getting ready to release the vision when I get back home for Conquering Steps and for my life. I'm getting ready to release that vision because I know what I want it to look like, and I've made up my mind that they are going to happen. So I've made up my mind. So you've got to make up your mind. If you want that job, make up your mind that you're going to get that job. If you want to have more money in the bank, make up your mind that you're going to have more money in the bank. And watch this, is not just about having the finances. It's about making up your mind that you're going to do what's necessary to have the money in the bank. Sometimes there's less spending. Sometimes it's sacrifice. But if you make up your mind what you want your bank account to look like, you will do what's necessary to make your bank account look that way. I'm one person that says, hey, if I got to say no to a lot of stuff so I can have yes to what my vision is, I'll do that. One of the things that I loved about some of the greatest athletes is it wasn't just their talent, and I don't want to get into my wisdom stone too much, but it was their mental makeup. So you got to have that made up mind. Number 2, avoid those distractions, man. I know a lot of y'all who are watching, I bet y'all can say you've been distracted. Sometimes it was the distraction that threw you all the way off. Everything was going smooth until you got that dude's phone number. Hello, somebody. Everything was straight, you know what I'm saying, until you started drinking pop again. He was like, dang, what happened? Because the pop turned into some cake. The cake turned into, everything was cool until all of a sudden you just stopped doing what you was doing because you got distracted. So you got to avoid the distractions. Because distractions will take you out, and then you have to refocus. I remember the question last week, whoever asked, they said, what if I gotten distracted? Refocus. You got to refocus. You got to refocus. And then last but not least, again, like I said, you need that push. It's almost like on a swing. When the kids get on the swing, you start swinging your legs a little bit, and that's cool because you can build a little momentum yourself, but it's nothing like when you've got somebody to get behind you and then push you. And then as they push you, you start to go higher and go higher and go higher. And then since they've pushed you, watch this, they don't even have to push you anymore because now you can start swinging your legs and doing what's necessary as you swing your legs to get the push that you need to build your own momentum. But don't think you can do it by yourself. You need somebody to push you. You need those purposeful people. Emphasis on the purposeful people. You need those powerful resources. I didn't just say resources. I said powerful resources. Know who to connect to, know who to plug into, know who to let go of, know what to let go of. Because if you have the wrong stuff, you'll just be carrying so much stuff that you still can't move. And I'm going to just pause parenthetically real quick right here, because if you got too much stuff, I used to work out and I used to use these weight vests, and you have this vest on and you put these weights in, like 10-pound weights. And as you put it in, you work out in it. And every time you remove the weight, you got faster. Every time you took a weight off, you got quicker. If you have the wrong people, wrong resources in your life, it's like having those weights and you need to just put them off. Scripture says, lay aside every weight that so easily, the sin and the weight that easily besets you. You got to pull some stuff off. So many people have a hard time letting go. That's one problem I don't have anymore. I don't have a problem letting go. I'm quick to give somebody deuces, like, hey, deuces, we out, we cool. It is what it is. But if you can't let go, I guarantee you won't move as fast as you want to move in 2018. So make sure you have those purposeful people, powerful resources. And last but not least, with the P, you got to have not just that, but a pullback position. Use the hell that you've been through to help catapult you forward. So, man, this has been fun. It's 11:55. We're getting ready to go into a quick break. When we come back after the commercial break, we're going to get into this week's Wednesday's Wisdom Stone. And then, everybody's been asking me, what about Michigan? What's been going on? We're going to have some Q&A. We're going to talk a little bit about insecurity. I really didn't talk too much about that, but that's part of Wednesday's Wisdom Stone. So, keep it locked right here on your social media feed. We'll be back right after this. Thanks for tuning in to Stepping Stones Live.
We would also like to take this time to acknowledge the brand that makes this all possible, Csteps, in which C.L. Thompson is the founder and CEO of. Everyone deserves the chance to walk into a better future. Conquering Steps can make this possible for you because of the help of others. Conquering Steps life coaches offer an array of different type of coaching services. There are individual services, family services, and even corporation services. Our mission is to provide coaching, counseling, and consulting services to those who have been hurt, abused, neglected, unloved, or have gotten off track. We wish to help these individuals, families, or organizations to succeed through our services, sacrifices, and healthy solutions and partnerships. Call us today at 855-707-8377. That is 855-70-STEPS. Every step you take matters, but none more important than the next. Again, that number is 855-707-8377. 855-70-STEPS. So go ahead and head over to csteps.org. Again, that number is 855-707-8377. 855-70.
Because many of us struggle with waiting. Many of us have a hard time waiting for God. And I know, because watch this, sometimes life happens. Because I got a question for somebody that's listening right now. What do you do when you're in the middle of already and not yet? What do you do when you're in the middle of God has brought you out, but he hasn't taken you in? What do you do when you're not who you used to be, but you're not who you want to be? Oh, I'm talking to somebody. What do you do when God is in the middle of blessing you and you stuck in the middle? Because oftentimes when we're stuck in the middle, we make the mistake of moving too fast and not waiting on God and trying to do some things that may not necessarily help us. And last but not least, like I said, I want to use two scriptures to kind of tie this thing together and throw a stone at this so you can get what I'm saying. If you remember in Exodus, when the children of Israel were being brought out of bondage. They were being brought out of bondage. Watch this Hebraically. We know Exodus is Hebraic for exit or escape. And here it is. After everything that has happened, they've gotten out. Moses, with a stutter and a stick, has led them out of Egypt. He's taken into the promised land, and they're in the middle of out, but not in. Because they're on a journey to get somewhere, but they're not there quite yet. And all of a sudden, you can read it for yourself. Exodus 16:3. I learned something. This is a sign of maturity. Watch this. Exodus 16:3 says this. It says that while they were waiting for the Lord, they began to complain and murmur because they hadn't reached the promised land yet. And here's what they said. They said, man, it was better for us off to be back in Egypt and die. At least we had some food. At least we had this, that, and the other. Let me modernize and contemporize this and bring this for you. Just because you're in the middle of not yet and already, or you're in the middle of being brighter than your bank account, but your funds ain't there just yet, that doesn't mean, watch this, a sign of growth, a sign of maturity, a sign that you have matured, not just spiritually, but as a person, is the ability to know that you're going to get somewhere and waiting for God. I'll say it this way. Don't make the mistake of letting your present pain cause you to go back to a past predicament. I'm going to let that soak in real quick. Don't let your present pain cause you to think about going back to your past predicament because you don't feel like waiting.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Stepping Stones Live. Thanks to everybody who's continuing to watch. Thank you guys. I just keep seeing all the people who are tuning in. Thank you so much, man. We are so glad that you're tuning into the best hour that you can spend on social media. So we're back. We're live. For those of you who just tuned in, thank you, Nicole. I see you. LaDonna, you're right. You can't keep a good man down. And I shouldn't say Nicole, I should say Jackie. Sometimes, it throws me off people's Facebook names, but I know who you are. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. If you missed the first half of the show, make sure you go back and watch the first half of the show where I gave you the push factors. Because you need that push. Like I said, made up mind, avoid distraction. You need that push going into 2018. But yeah, I'm here at the mothership. If you've been a fan of the show and you've watched the show the whole time, I always throw it to the mothership, and I throw it all the way to Michigan while I'm in Minnesota. But hey, I'm here. I'm home, and it's good to be home. Man, God has really done a whole bunch of stuff in me in just the last 3 days that I've been home back here in Pontiac, Michigan, Yaktown, what do you want to call it, Yakistan, it doesn't matter, man. This is home for me. This is the place I love. This is the place I grew up. And man, I've had so much love. My family's been showing me so much love. I'm gonna just be real, man. The hood has come out, showed me a whole bunch of love, man. I've had photo shoots and been Christmas shopping and been at churches and all kinds of stuff. My trip has been super busy. The most important part, man, I got a chance to spend so much time with my kids, and that's been like the highlight of my trip. No matter how much preaching, teaching, praying, shopping, family, man, for me it was just being able to really spend so much time with my kids. And I'm already looking forward to when this show is over. I got some people to visit, but then I'm going to see my kids again when they get out of school. But then I got some stuff going on tonight, the last party. So those of you who are watching here in Pontiac, we're having a send off kind of deal. Whereas as my cousin said last night, she was like, "You're going back to your old stomping ground." So I'll be at Hoops Bar and Grill tonight for a send off. So that's where I'll be at. So everybody who's watching in Pontiac, that's where you can find me later on tonight, much later. I got some more preaching to do and stuff like that. So it's going to go down at Hoops, kind of the send-off deal. So it is what it is. So thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. But this is what everybody tunes in for. You guys love the Wisdom Stones. Like, thank you for all the inboxes and the positive feedback about the Wisdom Stones and how they've helped you. And usually I kind of preach a little sermonette. But I want to deal with something that's just real. I want to deal with insecurities. A lot of people fail to realize the insecurities that they deal with. And so I'm necessarily not going to try to preach this, but I want to really teach it because so many people deal with insecurities. So many people struggle with insecurity. And I think that, once you can address the insecurities that you go through, it'll really make a difference in your life. As I came home and I went back to the house that I grew up in, man, where my family still lives, I realized the reason I had to be who I am today. I realized a lot of the places where a lot of my insecurities came from. I realized that not only do I struggle with insecurity, but so many people around me struggle with insecurity, and we try to do stuff to impress people. And one of the greatest quotes I ever heard was from Lecrae, from his book Unashamed. He said, "If you live for others' acceptance, you'll die from their rejection." And so many people right now who are listening, we're living for the acceptance of other people. We want to please other people. We want to try to, make sure that everybody's appreciating us. We want to make sure that those who see us, see us a certain type of way. But can I say something to you? Don't focus on what a person drives, but focus on what drives them. Sometimes, man, we try to get the car, but it's not the car that drives us. It's what's on the inside that drives you. Man, people aren't dying because of outward obstacles. People are dying because of inward issues such as insecurity. I think I'm gonna say that again. It's not the outward obstacles that you face. It's the inward issues that you have to deal with, such as insecurity, that may hold you back. Because watch this, you need to understand that your insecurities speak whether you want them to or not. And if you never address the insecurities that you deal with, Your insecurities will always address you. This is a lot of times why we have to have the flashy clothes. This is a lot of times we have to keep up with the Joneses. This is a lot of times why we're flashing things on Facebook. This is a lot of times why we have to show off and show out, because our insecurities are speaking and they're manifesting themselves, and we're trying to compete with other people. We're trying to compare and contrast. And can I tell you, that is the most dangerous thing that you can do? Let me encourage you and tell you who you really need to be competing with and who you really need to try to be better than, because this may set somebody free. This may help somebody. And I've learned this, and thank God that I learned this, that the only person that I need to try to be better than is the person I was yesterday. I'm gonna let that sit in. The only person that I need to be better than is the person that I was yesterday. As long as I'm better today than I was yesterday, as long as I try a little bit harder than I did the day before, and as long as I do that, I'm my biggest enemy. Not everybody else who's out there, not the people that are doing stuff. You are your own biggest enemy. And so if you can compete against the person you were yesterday, it'll give you a sense of accomplishment, because now you're the one that you have to go against, not anybody else. And if you be better today than you were yesterday, here's why I say the scripture says God's mercies are new every day, because now you have another opportunity. His compassion fails not. This is because yesterday you were who you were, and he wants you to be better today. This is why the person you were yesterday died when you got up this morning. I think y'all might have missed that. The scripture says that we need to die daily. Why do we have to die? Because we have to kill that person we were the day before and rise as a new person. And as you rise, you get better than who you were the day before. So can I tell somebody, if you're dealing with insecurities, don't let your insecurities mess you up, because y'all know I'm a relationship guy. I'm a real relationship guy. And so one of the things that I know about relationships, all relationships are for different reasons. And I've learned that some people treat relationships like they do medicine. Y'all probably like, oh man, where is he going? Some people treat relationships like they do medicine. You get in a relationship to meet a need, but you fail to think about the side effects that come when you take the medicine. Watch this. Some people have daddy issues, so they get in a relationship to meet a need. Some people get in a relationship because they need somebody. Some people get in relationships, watch this, for all kinds of reasons, but you fail to realize the side effects. The side effects is that they're not going to speak into your life. The side effects is they're going to beat on you. The side effects of people who are insecure and get in relationships for the wrong reasons, the side effects will mess you up. Can I tell you that the side effects of insecurity will mess you up? The side effects of insecurity will have you not trusting. The side effects of insecurity will have you not trying. The side effects of insecurity will make you think you're not good enough. The side effects of insecurity will make you not get in ministry. The side effects of insecurity will make you not attempt to get that job. The side effects of insecurity will make you look in the mirror and say, it's not worth it. The side effects of insecurity could even be death, because you're so insecure that you could be thinking about taking your life. The side effects of insecurity can make you think that everything that has happened to you in your past is still affecting you in your present. But can I tell you again that if you can kill insecurity, you can be free from a lot of stuff. So if you're listening to this wisdom stone, understand, identify the areas that you have insecurity in your life. Identify those. And once you identify the insecurities, you kill them, and you only compete against yourself. And I'm gonna use the Lion King as an example. Anybody who's knows I've preached about the Lion King a whole bunch. And if you remember, Simba, he ran away, and he had a Hakuna Matata mentality. That was his song. It means no worries. It's my problem-free philosophy, Hakuna Matata. And he was living below the level he was supposed to be living in. Watch this. And then one day he had an epiphany. He met Rafiki the monkey, and the monkey took him to see his daddy who was dead. And the daddy appeared in the water, and I'm just paraphrasing the movie. Watch it for yourself. But the father came in the water, and Simba looked, and he seen a reflection of his father. Then his father began to speak to him, and his father said, "You are less than what you should be. You are not what you're supposed to be." And Simba said, man, but the pain of my past hurts. The pain of these insecurities of me not being good enough hurts. The pain that how they receive me as the king hurts, and I'm not able to deal with the pain. But the father said, you are more than what you've become. And that's the word for somebody today. Somebody listening needs to understand that you are more than what you've become. Somebody needs to know that right now you've been battling, but you are more than what you've become. And you've suppressed everything by having a Hakuna Matata mentality. mentality, but you're supposed to go back and reclaim your kingdom. Go back and claim the person you're supposed to be. Go back and claim your confidence back. Go back and claim your rightful spot where you're supposed to be. Maybe I'm preaching to myself that I have been able to come back home and reclaim my rightful spot in this city. And yeah, I said it, I'm bold enough to say it. I've reclaimed my spot because I've gotten over the pain of my past. I've gotten over the pain of my insecurities, and I was able to conquer some things just as I came back here, and I'm looking to do some more conquering. So don't have the Hakuta mentality saying it means no worries and be problem free. No, you are more than what you've become. And so if you can get over insecurities, you can be a lot more than what you are right now. So whatever it is that you're dealing with, whether you've made a mistake in the past, whether somebody told you weren't good enough, whether somebody says, somebody might be listening who's done some stuff and you've been locked up before. The bars that locked you up are not the biggest bars that can lock you up are the bars in your mind. That's the biggest prison that you can be in, because that's a prison you keep yourself in. You know what I'm saying? So if you're free from jail or regular prison, but you still locked up in your mind, can I tell you that's the worst place to be locked up? If you think you have to be one thing all the time, you're locked up. But can I tell you, you can be set free. You can be set free today. So don't let insecurity stop you. And simple plug, shameless plug, if you need help battling insecurities and depression and stuff like that, this is the reason why we do the show. This is the reason why we have, Csteps exist and Conquering Steps exist, man. We offer counseling, coaching, and consulting to people who are going through stuff. And so thank you for tuning into this week's Wisdom Stone. I'm praying that you've been blessed by that. And let me say this, you will never truly be free if you don't have Jesus. That's just real. If you don't have Jesus, you will never truly be free. The reason I do this show is to encourage people to get to know Jesus. Jesus said, you shall know the truth shall make you free. And Jesus said, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. So if you don't know Jesus, get to know him today. You can get to know Jesus today. And it's very simple. If you want to get to know Jesus, first I say you just have to accept him as Lord and Savior in your life, and that's the start. And if you need help on how to walk with Jesus, hey, call us. Call that number from the commercial, that number 855-877-8377. Oh man, I messed up my own number, but inbox us. You got us. We're here for that. So now I usually open up the comment section. And so I didn't get a lot of questions this week. I didn't send out my normal thing because I was traveling, and I've been, like I said, extremely busy since being back home. And so I didn't do a lot of marketing for this show, but I guess I didn't have to, because you guys have tuned in full force. But if you have any questions about insecurity, if you have any questions about anything that's going on in your life, that's what I'm here for. This is kind of like free counseling 101. So whatever questions you may have, we got it here. So I want to again thank John. You guys won't see John today because all the cameras are on me, but you guys can probably hear John if he says something. John, what's going on, man? He's getting the mic ready. He's plugging the mic in. John has made me some great coffee, by the way.
What's going on?
Man, John, this coffee though, man, that's all I'm saying. This coffee, this John Mars coffee has been right today.
It's got the Latino flavor, man. That's all that counts, man. And what's that Coffee Mate creamer too?
Coffee Mate, little hazelnut coffee. Coffee Mate creamer. Yeah, man. So anything in the comment, I might have missed some comments. I've seen a lot of people, saying some stuff. I see a lot of hearts out here. I see all kinds of stuff flying, but anything in the comment section, I don't think there was.
A lot of people basically just agreeing with what you're saying and just reiterating what you're saying. LaDonna James has been very active in the comment section. She said, be free in Jesus before you even did. So
Amen.
I think that was dope.
Amen to that.
But basically it's just a lot of people agreeing and basically sharing the same points you have been. So no questions really. And I know we didn't get any of the Stepping Stones inbox this week either. So
yeah, man. John, man, this is like surreal.
Very surreal.
Like it's super surreal for me. Like I haven't seen John in like 3.5 years. And what's crazy is that it was like we never skipped a beat. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, all right, we resume right where we left off. Hey, let me tell you a sign. And some of you may have heard this before. This may be news to somebody, but there's an old saying that said, people are in your life for three things. They're either in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And, some people come in your life for a reason and they do their part and then they're gone. Some people come in for a season. And they're there for a season. Seasons are sometimes longer than reasons. But then there's people that are in your life for a lifetime. And I can tell you that I know without a shadow of a doubt that John's a lifer. And here's how I can tell that. Because when you can just reconnect with somebody you haven't connected with in a long time, and it's just like y'all never missed a beat. That's true. That's true friendship. As LaDonna said, that's like Jonathan and David. And what's funny is, I don't know if LaDonna even knows this, but my favorite character who I often compare myself to in the Bible is David. I'm like, man, I could be a hot mess. I could be a killer and a prayer at the same time. Like, I kill you and I soothe you. I look at Bathsheba, and then hey, David is my guy because
yes, sir.
That's my guy. So, and if you don't know about David and Jonathan, they were the best of friends. And David had a lot of insecurities, just to bring it full circle. But a lot of you has been wondering what's been going on since I've been back. I kind of gave you a tidbit. I've just been doing so much stuff. And today I got a busy day. Like, literally, as soon as I get off the show, got to hop in, go back and grab my daughter, baby Essie. She came with me. And, she's been hanging out with all kinds of family and friends. And we got to go visiting. So I got so many people to go visit that I didn't even expect wanted to see me. So, I'll be going like hitting the road, so to speak, before I go preach the last night of this revival. And so it's just been crazy doing this. And so Karen didn't know I was going to do this, but John's wife Karen is in the building. She is like back in the back. She's waving. Oh man, I love these two, man. These two have made me so proud. Like when I literally first started counseling, I just was doing relationship counseling. That's what I do, and I was counseling a lot of couples. And if it was one couple that I really wanted to make it, it was this particular couple. And then when I found out that they got married, I was like super geeked up. And me and Karen was like chopping it up today. While I've just been here having coffee with the Moreros. Oh, shameless plug. Coffee with the Moreros, the new show, Mondays. How we went from how we met to married.
Yeah, that was the first episode from how we met to making it official. Coffee with the Moreros. Look for it on Apple Podcasts. We'll be doing a show every Monday. Moreros is spelled Marrero. Please go ahead, check it out, hit the subscribe button, leave a review, all that good stuff. New show every Monday. So next Monday on Christmas Day there'll be a show. But we have a question in the comment section.
I've seen that. It looks like Sue has a question that says, how do you know God put an opportunity in front of you of something or something else? So if I can clarify, always say almost every opportunity, depending on how it presents itself, is usually a God opportunity. And so what I would say, Sue, is what does your spirit say about the situation? Does your spirit say this is a God-given opportunity? I'll give you an example. So let's say you're looking for a job, hypothetically speaking, and somebody comes to you, or you're looking to make some money, or you're looking for a job, and somebody says, hey, there's an opening here at the strip club. Would that necessarily be a God opportunity? Probably not. Let's say you're looking to make some money and somebody says, hey, you can sell these drugs. Is that particularly a God opportunity? Probably not. However, Psalms tells us that, God will order our steps. He orders our steps. And not only does he order our steps, I always say, take the opportunity, take the chance. And if it's not of God, the opportunity won't stay long. And so don't be afraid to take an opportunity. And if the door closes, then it wasn't God. Because if it was God, the door will stay open and he'll lift you, he'll elevate you, he'll give you what you need. And so there's a blessing, shameless plug for my mentor. There's a blessing behind closed doors. But there's also each opportunity, just take it, use discernment and say, God, is this an opportunity you want me to take? And I take it. For me, and this is just me, any opportunity that presents itself in front of me, I always see if it fits with my life purpose first, if it's something that I'm trying to do in my personal life. And if it does in some shape, form, or fashion, then I take the opportunity. And I go from there. And if it doesn't pan out, then I know God was either shielding me from something or he has something better for me. So that's what I would say to you, Sue, is that I would say if the opportunity lines up with, you know, something that you're trying to accomplish in life and it's not a sinful opportunity, I would say definitely take the opportunity. And if you get it, you know it was God, because we know he's the one who lifts up one and puts down another. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, no more questions in the comment section so far, but we got about 10 minutes, Chris.
Yeah.
What else you want to talk about, man?
So I want to tell you guys about 2018. Well, technically I want to tell you I got a couple things. Next week, there will be no show next week. Not next Wednesday. Here's why. Me and John, we were discussing a little bit. I'm going to do a special New Year's Eve edition of Stepping Stones Live. I'm gonna do that during the day. So you don't have to watch it live. But I want you to watch this playback, because really God has really given me a message that is going to, besides the teaching that you just got, God has given me a message to really catapult you into 2018. So literally a real sermon. So it's not even going to be like a normal Stepping Stones Live. It's going to be like the New Year's edition. So we haven't even worked out all the details. This is just like hot off the presses. This is like fresh, hot off the presses stuff. But it is going to go down next Sunday, New Year's Eve. If you need some encouragement, if you need something to build you up, if you need something, and I'll just tell you what the title is of the message. I'm not even gonna call it a wisdom stone of the message. Message is called Shake It Off. And so if you've got something that you need to shake off from 2017, I'm gonna tell you and preach to you the importance of shaking it off and how to shake it off, because you don't want to carry that into 2018. So that's gonna happen. Also, next year, going into 2018, we are having a new time. It will be a new time for Stepping Stones Live. I want to drop that seed right now so you guys can start to prepare for that. January 3rd, there won't be a Stepping Stones Live show, but there will be I will be going live telling you about the vision of Stepping Stones, also the vision of Conquering Steps. It's almost going to be like a telethon, because we're going to be opening up opportunities for people to give to help us reach our goal of what we're trying to raise for funds to be able to do events, go on tour, stuff like that. And then come the 10th, January the 10th, will be the first official episode of Stepping Stones Live, and the new time will be 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So while you're on your drive to work, it'll be 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Logistically, it just works a little bit better for us that way. And hey, if you don't watch it live, you can always watch the playback. And then John had some great ideas, and we'll give you a peek behind the scenes of kind of production. What are some of the other things, man, we're talking about with the show as far as, you know, milestone episodes? Give the people a little sneak peek.
Well, there is a 25th episode. I don't know exactly when that'll be, but that's a milestone. And we're talking about doing a 2-hour show. More details on that later, because there's going to be tons of fan interaction with the 25th show. There's also going to be the live show in February, straight from Minnesota. It's going to look a little different than this. I can't say there'll be phone lines open, but it's going to look a little different than this. It'll be literally live on stage, Stepping Stones. I'll probably be on the stage with Chris as well, probably doing an interview style. Whatever way we do it. But yeah, the 25th episode, it's out there. It's out in the horizon. It's not necessarily coming up, but it's going to have tons of fan interaction. So please be on the lookout for that, because we want to get some of that fan stuff pretty soon, so we can be prepared for the 25th episode. But yeah, that's about it. Like Chris said, the 3rd, there won't be a show because I'll be out of town. But on the 10th, we'll be starting the new show with a new time. Without the new show, we'll just be starting with the new time. Yeah. Be 9 a.m. Central Time, but 10 a.m. Eastern
Standard Time. Yeah,
Eastern
for those
Standard
of you
Time.
who are in Michigan that are watching, shout out to you guys.
Yes,
and
sir.
also, with that too, there will be a new flyer for the show.
Yep.
We're working on intro music for the show. Like, we are just taking it higher. Let me just stop and say that, man, if you find somebody doing the same thing year in and year out, yes, there's something about consistency, which is important, but they should be doing it better and better and better.
Yes,
I
sir.
like to be around people that are doing things better. We want to take this to the next level. So we are going to take this show and make it much better. Equipment is going to be ordered. I'm probably sure if you're listening now, the sound of the show is much clearer because, of course, when you got studio sounding equipment, things come off a little bit better. Also, coming January 20th, Conquering Steps will be having its first event. Look out for details for that. Our theme next year is Make War. And so we're going to be making war against a whole lot of stuff. We want to teach you how to make war because a lot of times we murmur about a lot of things that we don't like in our own life and what's going on. But our theme next year for Conquering Steps is we are going to make war against those things. So make war against domestic violence, make war against depression, make war against divorce. So I will be touring next year. A lot of people are like, man, are you going to tour next year? You didn't tour this year. I will be touring next year. I've actually, and this is again hot off the presses, I didn't want to really say too much, but I'll be coming back to Michigan at some point in the summertime. The venue has already been selected, and I'll be touring here. So I'll be bringing the Make War tour back here to Michigan. So you better believe Stepping Stones Live will be a part of that. So just a lot of stuff going on with that. Also February, the second Conquering Steps event will be February the 17th. It's going to be at the 508 Bar and Lounge in downtown Minneapolis. It's going to feature Kajana Gant, who will be singing and love songs for couples. February is the love month, and the whole Conquering Steps, Csteps Live, Stepping Stones Live will be about love. And so we will have an event for couples, singles, and married people. I will be teaching you how to find and keep love. If you're already married, I'll be teaching you how to let your marriage last a long time. And if you're dating, I will teach you how to go from, being just married to having a lifelong marriage. And Karen, I'm just bringing her up while she's over there reading. She blessed my soul today because she said, the importance of counseling. And so if you are thinking about getting married, if you are currently married, and you're struggling, get some counseling. It don't even got to be with me or Conquering Steps. I'm just saying you need to do something because somebody's listening, maybe even dealing with insecurities and don't even know how, or you don't even know that you're insecure and it's affecting your marriage. Can I tell you, you are looking at probably one of the most insecure people in the world, but I've learned how to not let my insecurities manifest themselves. And so I love to teach you how to do that, but get some counseling. 73% of couples who don't do premarital counseling end in divorce. And then couples, men especially, because I know how men are. Man, I ain't doing no counseling. I don't want to do no counseling, blah, blah, blah. That's how men do, but it will help you. It will help you. It will help you. But other than that, looks like I seen LaDonna had commented on, I think she was commenting to Sue Wood, the choice you make, God will be in it. Yep. And that's exactly what I said. But with that, this show is pretty much wrapped up. We got about 3 minutes left. John, you got anything before we go, before we get out of here?
I just want to say, for those who listen and watch regularly, you're going to be very happy in 2018. We're doing a lot of great things. Oh, and also I do have a new podcast. As we mentioned earlier, it's Coffee with the Moreros. Moreros is spelled M-A-R-R-E-R-O. Go ahead, subscribe on Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts.
But no, Stepping Stones Live is taking a huge turn in 2018. A lot of things unexpectedly, and I can't wait for the future. So that's all I got to say. Man,
the future is looking up. And so again, if you just tuned in, watch the playback, go back to all 3 episodes if you have to. If you want to have a great 2018, go back and watch the last 3 episodes of this show where you learn the importance of a made up mind, how to avoid distractions, and again, today's episode on getting that push. And the wisdom stones are always dope. So we appreciate that. To all my people in Minnesota, I will see you guys when I get back. I love you guys. To my baby Natalie who's watching, I love you. I hope you feel better. I can't wait to get home and just, take care of you. Me and Essie both, we will give you some Essie and fear love, as you would like to say. So, I love you guys, and I never end the show without saying this. Your next step, can change your world, but a step towards Jesus can change your life. I'm out of here until New Year's Eve.
Yes,
No
sir. Yes,
show
sir.
next week until New Year's Eve. You know what I'm saying? Stay blessed. I love you guys. And make sure you share, post, and comment. Yeah, out of here until the new year. Out of here, everybody. Peace.